G'day, Aussie Mark here, and today having a look at a fixed blade knife by the Ontario Knife Company, and this is the RAT-7. This knife's been around for quite a while and it's very well known. I've had this one for a little while, and I was prompted on a video just recently, a comment saying, when are you going to get around to doing a video review of the RAT-7? The answer to that question is right now. Sorry about the delay. Anyway, let's talk about this knife. There's a couple of variations on them. This is the plain edge version, which I always preferred. There is a partially serrated version which has got some serrations down towards the back of the cutting edge. I've done a couple of little mods this we'll talk about further in, nothing terribly dramatic, but we'll get to that in due course. This knife really, it's suitable for virtually any outdoors situation. I think it's a great outdoors knife, camp knife, and it certainly would serve as a survival knife. It's running a 1095 carbon steel blade with a black powder coat finish. It's a full fret iron braid. This particular one I've modded slightly. I've taken the relief edge up and put a little bit of a convex edge on it, and that's certainly improved its cutting performance as far as push cutting into wood and that type of thing. The blade shape's fairly typical of what you find on the RAT series of knives. It's a drop point, and as the name would suggest, RAT-7, it is a 7-inch blade. In the metric system that gives you 178mm. That's from the base of the handle out to the tip of the blade. The overall length of the knife, 12¼ inches or 312mm. It's got really nice canvas micarta handle slabs on it. I find they're very comfortable. There's no sharp edges. Of course, if you did want to round them off a bit more, it's just a matter of getting a bit of sandpaper, and you can modify those to suit your taste, but I didn't find any hot spots or anything on mine. Weight of the knife is 12.6 ounces. That's 357 grams. That's the knife alone. If you roll in the sheath, which is a nylon sheath, we'll talk about that again a little bit later. Knife and sheath combined, that comes in at 18.1 ounces, 513 grams. So, onto the knife. Just zoom back and have a bit of a look at it. As mentioned, micarta handle slabs. It's a full tang design, of course, runs right through. Exposed pommel with a lanyard hole. It's secured by Allen keys either side, so they're not Torx, nice standard Allen keys. Very nice handle shape. We've got a nice choil here. It's nicer now than it was when I got it. One of the slight mods I did do, when I got this thing, I was using it, choked up, as you see here, and it bit me. Basically took a little chunk out of me here, and like all small cuts, of course, it bled like a complete bastard, totally out of proportion to the size of the cut. The reason it did that was this section of the blade here came virtually straight down like that, so there was quite a sharp edge on it, or sharp corner. What I did, very simply, just got a I think it was a file, or it might have been a sharpening stone, I can't remember now, and just put that 45-degree angle that you can see there, and that solved the problem straight away. You lose, what, maybe 2mm at the back of the cutting edge, big deal, but it's certainly now no risk of cutting. You can choke up quite safely and securely, and it's a really nice grip, that actually. It's your 3 fingers there, choked up. You've got a little bit of jimping on the top, which your thumb will sit into. Great for doing that detail work down here on the rear of the cutting edge. And of course, normal grip like so. Again, thumb can get up onto that jimping if you want to. It's not particularly sharp, but it's there. It just gives you that little bit of added extra security on the back of the blade. I really like the handle a lot. Now, I've got quite large hands, and I'm finding that very comfortable, so it should suit most people. Really like the shape. As mentioned, the blade shape on this typical RAT type design, very, very practical. Nice long run of straight edge there. Beautiful belly, lots and lots of nice cutting edge, and just that really nice drop weight. I've got RAT-1s, I've got which is the folder, I've got the RAT-3. They all share the similar blade shape, and I can't say a bad thing about it. Really like it. And you can see on the right side of the blade you've got the mark in there, made by Ontario in the USA. The other side there, RAT-7. Now, I mentioned the lanyard hole at the back. It's not a particularly sharp thing, but I suppose, if you wanted to do a bit of hammering or whatever with it. The great thing about the lanyard hole is not only will it take 550 paracord, but what I really like, and all lanyard holes in my view should be this size, you can put a double sort of bit of paracord up for it. This hasn't been had the core out of it. This is full 550 paracord, and what I like about that is that if you're like me and you sometimes want a lanyard but you want to be able to quickly and easily remove it, you can have your lanyard set up like that, and if I was using this to maybe chop for a bit of brush or lantana or whatever, I can use my lanyard like so, and then very easily just take that off. To my way of thinking, any large fixed blade knife that's got these, the hole should be big enough to do that. Not just big enough for one strand of 550, but two, so it allows you that option. I think that's a really worthwhile thing. I promised we'd roll the sheath in, and we will. Now, typically on Ontario, the sheath is nothing to get excited about. They never are. It's the usual nylon sort of offering that we see from Ontario. It's got a little pocket on the front here, which actually I've got a lanyard in there. There you go. And you could put fire steel, smaller little detail knife, whatever you like in that, or you could of course put nothing in it. It is secured by these two straps. They're good for what they are. I'll put the knife in there actually. I should mention it's ambidextrous, so for me I'll put it in that way. Right-handers, the knife would go in that way. So we've got two straps. Before we get onto that, there is no friction on that insert. You could possibly pull it out and fix it. I don't see any point, to be honest. I don't really see this as a knife you'd mount upside down. So we've got these two clips to secure the knife in. It's certainly not going anywhere with those two clips. They're adjustable. They've also got the middle rings on this side. I say Velcro adjustable. I really think the two is an overkill. If I was using this sheath all the time, there's every chance I'd probably get in and cut the stitching and take that top one off. Just to make the knife more accessible and easy to get at. It's horses for courses, I guess. It depends on your personal preference. As mentioned, that's that adjustable section there. It's kind of once it's set, you never touch it again. So the reason I don't bother adjusting it to suit my needs is, as people have seen my videos before, and I've actually had a Kydex sheath made up for the RAT-7, which is what it lives in most of the time. So, but certainly you could take either of those off if you wanted to, just to make it easy to get your knife in and out. Back of the thing, fully moly compatible, as you can see there, pretty standard sort of stuff. And you've got a couple little eyelets down the bottom if you wanted to run a leg strap or whatever through with a bit of paracord, however that might be. I don't think it's particularly high quality vinyl, it certainly doesn't feel like it. It's adequate. Most people it's probably going to be carried in the pack until they maybe get with the camping, then they might throw it on the belt for a while. You could throw it on the belt through this loop, or more likely you'd use this top loop here. Equally, I suppose if you got like a pack with moly compatible, you could mount it to the side of that pack, whatever. It's, you know, it's not the worst sheath in the world, it's just pretty ordinary. Happily the knife's not. I think the knife is really very, very good indeed. The more I use it, the more I'm liking it, to be honest. Great 7-inch outdoors knife, as I have the full flat grind, 1095 steel. It seems to have quite a decent coating on it. It is wearing on the edge there. You might be able to see where I've been doing a little bit of work on wood with it, so it does wear away. You do need to keep the blade oiled up, of course. As mentioned, I've taken that relief edge up and put a convex edge on it and polished it up a little bit, and it is definitely cutting better with that than it was standard as far as push cutting into wood. I'll just give a little bit of an idea of how it's going with that now. It's biting in quite nice and deep there, so if you're in an outdoor situation and you wanted to use this for a lot of wood, you might want to consider backing that relief edge up, and certainly if you can put a little bit of a convex on, I think it lifts the performance of the knife significantly. Not that there's anything wrong with it as it came. If you're quite happy with just the V-edge, that's fine too. You won't have any real issues with it. Very well balanced. Balance point on it is right about there. So you really can't ask for too much more than that. As I say, the more I use it, the more I'm liking it. It's a good convenient size, as all 7-inch fixed blades are, and it just really does everything. It's a good all-rounder. If you're looking for something that's good value, just for any outdoors, camping, hiking, you name it, survival, maybe you're going to throw it in the car as might be part of your get home bag, whatever. Great knife, really impressed with it, and yeah, I'm happy with everything. As I say, the sheath, pretty ordinary. If you really dislike the sheath, get yourself onto Kydex custom sheath maker. There's plenty of them out there, and I dare say most of them would probably be doing the sheaths for the RAT-7. Shouldn't be too big a drama. Alright guys, that's it. Thanks very much for watching. As I say, good knife, I'm happy with it. If you were thinking of getting one, weren't sure, I can certainly recommend it, I think, for those sort of uses for you. Stay safe, have a great day. Bye for now.